So dudes, Jake here. Today we're back on the 92 F1 build. As you saw in the intro, we already got the bead roller mounted. This is kind of just an idea that we quickly came up with. It's pretty simple. It's just made to hold this in and it holds at a working height. I'm not going to be here at all today, so it's just going to be Christian because I have to go to school. So I'm going to have him walk you through how he does one of these panels. We're probably going to do the actual bead rolling and everything tomorrow because the shears are coming sometime today and we got to learn how to use all of that. So we'll probably walk you through a panel tomorrow, and then that'll be that. So starting from now, it's gonna be Christian walking you through everything.
I'm getting everything set up right now to make some more templates for the paneling on the back of the truck. This panel that I'm about to make a template for is gonna be a lot more difficult just because there's a lot more stuff in the way. When we made this panel, there wasn't anything coming up obstructing where the template could go while we were making it. So we were able to make the bottom of this template really easily while having the piece really long. But with this panel I'm about to make, we have this tube right here that ties in the upper shock mount. So what I'm gonna do is the template's gonna come along here, go down below the tube, wrap around, and then follow that tube and come down here. The issue with that is that when I'm making the template, I'm gonna have to fit this top section first because it's not able to stick up any higher than that tube. And then I'm gonna have to fit the bottom, which is the opposite of what we did on this one. It's also going to be a lot harder just because I'm here by myself today without Jake, so it's going to take a lot more time to get this template fit. So I just took this piece of scrap template paper and I put a notch in it right here, as you just saw, just to fit around this tube a little bit better, just so I have a rough idea of where that notch is going to be. So I got the template all flat up here. It overlaps this other template just a little bit, but I'll be able to trim that up once I get it on the final piece over here. What I also did is I took this same piece of scrap and made a piece that actually fits right here. So it lines up at the top, and then it has the notch in it already to go around the bump stop. So I'm just getting all these little areas that are gonna be hard to make on a big panel just because I don't wanna mess this big piece up. I'm just trying to make as many of those little templates as I possibly can to make this process go a little bit easier. So now that I got a couple more of these little intricate angles and shapes figured out, I'm gonna take a couple more measurements of the main panel itself across and diagonally, and then I'm gonna start tracing everything out onto this big piece of template paper. So we're making some progress on this template right here. I got the part notched around the bump stop right here. Also got the piece around the tube right here cut out. It's just sitting up here. It's really tight in there right now, which is why it's kind of sitting there in its place. But I just got this part back here notched around the tube, so that fits all nice and snug. The top line up here looks really good. So the top of this panel is basically done. I just need to work on the bottom part of this now. You can see it's kind of overhanging the notch right there a little bit. So I'm gonna have to come in here. I don't know how exactly I'm gonna do this yet, but I need to come in here and figure out how the frame rail is, the top of the frame rail, and figure out the curvature of it. But we're about to get that done right now. So I just got the bottom part of this template fit really quickly actually. It took a lot less time than I thought it was gonna take. So what I did is I just went from the underside of the truck, put my hand on the outside of the frame rail, and took a pen with my other hand and traced the top part of the frame rail out from the inside. And this is what we ended up with right here. So it fits the top of the frame rail really, really good, all the way back. It fits around the bump stop super good now compared to this side. We're just we've never done this before, so this was the first panel we did, and there is a couple mess ups in it. I mean, around here doesn't fit too well. Around here doesn't fit too well, but in the final panel, when we make it out of the aluminum, we should be able to get all that figured out. This panel fits a lot better than I thought it would, and a lot easier than I thought it would. So this one's pretty much done. I'm gonna take this template now, try it on that side of the truck, see if it fits. I'm sure I'm gonna have to trim off just a little bit more to get it to fit on this side, but it should make things a lot faster to get this side fit now. So I got the passenger side front template off the truck, fit it on the driver's side, and it actually fits really, really well. So I'm gonna trace this out onto this new piece of ram board. As you can see, it comes all rolled up like this. It comes in a big old roll. So what I'm gonna have to do to get this flat is go set it on the trailer over here with a couple pieces of wood on it out in the sun for a little bit, and it should get this to form flat again. But we did get our stuff from Eastwood. We got our electric shears and a couple different dies for the bead roller, which I'll explain once we start getting to that point. But now that we have the shears, we can start taking the templates that we made and start making them out of the aluminum.
Hey guys, I'm back. It's actually the next day. Christian learned how to use the shears yesterday. He got these two rear panels done and got them all fitted. And then this morning, both of us cut out this one and got this one fitted. We're still kind of learning how to use everything and get it all fine-tuned. We still have to make this panel over here. Christian should have walked you guys through how he made the template yesterday. So we're gonna draw this out onto our aluminum over here, and we're gonna show you how we cut it out and make sure everything fits and kind of tune everything in so it fits perfectly on the truck. Before we go cutting stuff, I just wanted to show you what we've been using to cut things out. So we use these Eastwood electric shears for the kind of main panel, and then we get in tight spaces with this jigsaw right here. We also use our angle grinder with the cutoff wheel, the sanding disc, and the stone disc. It kind of depends on the circumstances. And then to kind of fine tune everything, we've been using a couple different files, these three mostly. And that just lets us go and like super fine tune stuff like around edges like this. And that just helps us get the panel all perfect. We're mocking up the template from the other side to see how well everything fits off of here, because we're gonna end up just drawing this on another piece of RAM board and then kind of making a little bit of changes so we don't have to make a complete new template. We kind of base it off of this one. So as you can see in a couple spots, like right here, there's a big gap. So on the new template, we'll have to just bring it up a little bit. And then like in a place back here, this is too far forward. This piece will have to come back, so it's tighter clearance right there. And then it rubs up here, so we're gonna have to bring this whole edge up. This should be right here as I move that template, but when that's in place, this gap right here is good to each panel. And those are the kind of big parts that we have to change. So we'll get this drawn out on a new piece of RAM board and then make those changes and mock it up and see how it fits. Hopefully that video is helpful in outlining how we make and fit these panels. As you can see, it's pretty close. We still got to clean things up a little bit. But the last thing we did was take the file and kind of go on the edge, and that just makes it so it's not super sharp, so you can actually run your fingers across it without getting cut. But the gaps everywhere are pretty good. We're pretty happy with how these pieces came out. If you're wondering why this one doesn't have like the sticky kind of layer on it, it's because Christian got a little happy when we first got the shears and accidentally cut it on the wrong side. But it's not important at all, it doesn't really matter. Because we're going to use Scotch-Brite and kind of dole it up a little bit, so they're all going to look the same anyways in the end, so it's not a big deal. This is the first time we've done any paneling like this, and we've had help from a couple people, so Christian just wanted to give a shout out to them real quick.
Morgan Clark and Ryan Joubert have been a huge help with all the aluminum work on the truck. I've asked them literally a million questions through this process, and they have been a huge help answering every single one of my questions super quick too, so huge shout out to both of them for helping. Like my brother said, we've never done stuff like this before, so everything on the truck I want to do to the best of my abilities. So asking people like them that actually know what they're doing is a huge help and always saves a bunch of time and mess ups on what we're doing. So make sure you're following them. We'll drop a link down below to both their Instagrams.
So thank you again to both of you. If you guys are wondering why we're using these, they're actually super trick to hold the whole panel up. You just hold up to where you want it and it'll grab around the tube and the panel and keep it kind of in place. So we've been using those when we're marking things up, like, oh, okay, we'll mock it up like this, clamp it on, and we'll go, all right, we need to trim right here.
And it just makes it so you can get it back to the same spot every time and clamp it, and you don't have to worry about holding something then marking it. You can just throw this on there and you can do whatever you would like.
So that's going to be it for this video. We got the bead roller stand all made, we got some more templates made and cut out, and we also got all the panels cut out. The next video we're for sure going to be bead rolling those panels, so stay tuned for that. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.